Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Mowers and More. Today, I'm going to show you how to use the front end loader on your Kubota BX series tractor. The front end loader is probably the easier of the two. The backhoe, which I made a video on earlier, a little more sophisticated because you have dual handles. However, this is really intuitive, and if you've never used one before, I think you're going to be really surprised at how easy it is to pick this skill up. First, let me get the camera closer in. I'll show you the controls. Then we'll start this thing up and I'll run you through the motions. When you're learning how to use this stuff, the best way to go about it is to lower the RPMs and operate it slowly so that you get a feel for it before attempting to run this thing at full speed while doing a major job. Let's do it. So controls are really easy here. We have a lockout, which is this lever here, and then we just have a stick. That stick is going to be up, down, open and close, depending on which way you have your loader valves hooked up. And again, we'll go through this while the engine is running, but that is all there is to it. You can use this thing while the tractor is in motion or while it's stopped, doesn't matter. All right, let me back the camera back out. We'll fire this thing up and I'll run through in slow motion here, as well as showing you what it looks like from the driver's seat. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start this up, but I'm gonna keep the RPM somewhat low, so hopefully you can hear me over the sound of the engine. You can still hear me. Okay, so first of all, pulling down lifts the bucket. And pushing forward lowers the bucket. Going to your right lowers the bucket. And going to the left raises the bucket. Technically, this is lowering and raising, and this is tilting forward and tilting back. But you can see how easy that works. And you can do both functions at the same time. Pretty simple, right? So what are a few things you can do with this bucket other than loading and unloading material? Well, you can use it as a back blade or as a snowplow. Let me start it back up and I'll show you how. To use it as a back blade for your driveway, that's all there is to it. Lay the device down and move back. For a snowplow effect, the same is true. Move forward, scraping your driveway. Now, it's better to use a dedicated snowplow, and I've made a video on the one that I have for my Kubota BX, but in a pinch, the loader will do just fine. Other things you can do with the front end loader on a Kubota. There's a hook right on the front here. You can use that, wrap a chain around it, and use it to lift heavy objects. I've actually pulled engines out of cars on my other channel using this Kubota. So it makes for an excellent cherry picker. And you can take large pieces of lumber and lay it across the front and carry that around your yard. Pretty cool and useful device. Let me get the camera here so you can see the action from a different angle. Here we go. Down, up, dump, retract. And in combinations. Up, down, bucket up, bucket dump. That's all there is to it. Now, there are two more things you definitely need to know about operating the front end loader on a Kubota BX. The first is never to lift a load when your tractor is at a severe angle sideways. Forward down, forward up, that's fine. But if you are sitting on a slope like this and you attempt to lift a load, you're going to cause the tractor to tip. The second and the most important thing you can remember about this is when operating this loader and carrying a load in the front of it, you want to keep that load as low to the ground as possible. If you look online and you take a look at videos or pictures of these tractors dumped over on their side, they almost always have their bucket raised too high while attempting to ride. You don't want to have that bucket clearing this hood while you are moving and having a load in it. Even without a load, this thing weighs enough that it'll cause it to tip over on a slight hill. Lastly, make sure you have your ropes up at all times and your seatbelt on. Many people have lost their lives because they didn't have the ropes on. They thought they could jump off the tractor. It just doesn't work out that way, my friends. If you find yourself dumping over sideways, the best thing you can do for yourself and the tractor is hold on tight and turn the key off so that the engine does not continue to run while on its side. That's it for today, my friends. I'll see you next time. Take care.